So welcome to a special edition of Plug in India, and we're going to be talking about the Tata Power chargers, the network that is there with the Tata Power. So, and I have the one and only Asheesh Arora, who has recently done nearly all India trip across in his in the NEXON EV, and we have heard a lot of issues from the community, like the Tata Power chargers, which are not reliable. I mean, they are commissioned and maybe not working, and if they are working, maybe not reliable. And yesterday we were at the Auto Expo and we met people from the Tata Power Easy Charge departments, and they actually told us that it is not in their hands because it is the power load and the network availability, so they really can't do much about that. So what was your real life experience when you were driving across India with regards to the Tata Power charging network?
Hi, Amit. I think what you are saying is partially right. There are problems, and like you mentioned, that they are ready to take this, and they are agreeing to the fact that there are network issues. There are power problems. Power problems is something we can't control.
Right.
Running these chargers over gensets would be, burning fossil fuel, and then the, fact that we want to drive green goes in vain. So looking at those facts, power is a issue, and that's going to remain there. Second part, the network. Yes, I think they could be taken care of with some extra Wi-Fi requirements, maybe some dongles or something, putting up two different networks so that one can work, making it work in a no network zone. Yes. Using RFID cards, using some QR cards, or using some QR scan codes. So I think there are solutions rather than they talk about problems. If they come and look forward towards the solutions, the problems could be sorted out. Frankly speaking, in my trip, we did like 17,000 kilometers, covering all 28 states, 5 UTs of India, doing complete Nepal and Bhutan. Okay. We used almost like nothing less than 80% of the Tata Power chargers during all this while.
Nice.
And frankly, maybe a single charger where I would have to call the customer care or look for help, that the charger is not online and the power is there. Some places I had to go, they show offline because the emergency button was pressed.
Okay.
So yes, there are software configurations which Tata Power can do, help the community with that, because there are applications I have seen in the outside world, wherein if you press the emergency button, it shows on the application that the emergency button has been pressed rather than showing it offline. So yes, those steps could be taken care. And yes, network is a issue. I believe that when we have, call drops over mobile phones while we talk, so that is something which does not appear as network over the charging, machines. That is a problem. But yes, they need to come out with a solution. There are some SOPs. If they can mention those SOPs within their application, put some videos, people can watch those videos, learn, get educated, and I don't think there would be much of problems left. We can ourselves do the 80% of the bit.
Right.
Rest, I think, is something which we will have to wait for country getting, to places where power is not a problem. And because they have chargers in such remote locations, sometimes maintenance is a problem.
Yes.
Taking care of those chargers, especially when they are not in use, they don't get used, let's say, even once a month. But they have done their bit to install DC chargers, invested a lot. And thoda bahut negligence is, I think could be waived off, because such remote locations, and then there are no people around to charge the car. How would they exactly know, and when will they exactly know that there's a problem in the charger? For that, somebody has to be there with the car. And if he or she gets stuck that particular day because that problem was not being sorted, I think we will have to bear this much. We will have to sacrifice this much if we are looking towards a better and healthy environment. we need to contribute this much and go ahead with it. That's my take on it. People have issues, and I think they are learning. And the issues, because I've been using this vehicle last 2.5 years, since then using the Tata Power chargers, they have improved a lot. The problems in early days, even from the community, because we run a group of more than 6,000 people, we used to hear a lot of complaints earlier, and now the complaints have really come down to a level that it is negligible. But yes, there are complaints, and people who suffer, they really, they know how bad it is.
So in the last 15 minutes, you might have seen that, there are solutions which Asheesh has mentioned. So Tata Power, you can look at those and implement those also. Asheesh, we also know that there are other charge point operators like the Charge Zone, there is Xeon, there is Static, there is, I'm sure there are a lot more that you have been to. And people have have got a very good experience with those charge point operators. So Asheesh, as compared to Tata Power customer support, and the other charge point operators support, what is your take on it?
Well, I would say yes, charge point operators like Xeon, Fortum, Sunfuel, and many more, they provide a very good customer care support. And they're being less used. They have, they don't have, chargers as extensive as Tata Power. Tata Power covers a wide area.
Right.
But yes, the customer care support is badly required, especially with Tata Power chargers right now, because they have so many chargers and people want to rely on their network. But because of a customer support, people don't feel them reliable.
Right.
They
So you are
have to then
saying that the customer support is not there at all?
yes,
Or-
at nights, at many of the nights, people have experienced that there was no one in the customer care to take the call even.
Okay, so it's ringing and nobody's picking up.
Yes, this was with Tata Power in particular. There have been times as such.
Okay. And if they pick up, what happens then? Like,
Well, if they pick up, they don't have a resolution. One of my friends, just mentioned to me day before yesterday that I called the Tata Power guys, and I said the charger is being shown offline, and he straight away, the customer care guy responded to him as, "Sir, it would be a power fault." He did not even ask him which location are you.
oh, so
He did not
without
even
knowing.
yes.
I mean,
he
was
did
dead
not
sure
check.
It's not working.
He
it's
said
powerful.
because it is offline, it is the power. So they have been given answers, or they are not that experienced, they are not trained in that manner, they are not educated in that manner, that what a charger does and what are the really solutions which you can provide to the customer. Support him or her, and make the machine value.
So we do know that all these chargers are connected and they can actually look at server logs and figure out what the problem could be. And if they're not even doing that, it's really pathetic that this customer support is actually not a support. It's just there for nothing.
Yeah, because investing such a big amount of money into DC chargers, into AC chargers, creating such a big network, and everything going in vain just because of a poor customer support or a poor software team,
Right.
which is not able to provide software within the application. For example, like, why do we require the customer support? Basically, if we see a charger is on, but it is not working, sometimes we need to reboot it. So if they can maybe, because I don't want to, spoil the charger. I am at the machine. I will ask for a reboot from my application on the phone. They can maybe send a OTP over the charger. I can use that OTP that makes sure I am at the charger physically present there. I use that OTP, put it in the application, and the charger reboots. Maybe there's no requirement of a customer care.
Right.
But then, even for that, they need to come and give that solution. If that proper solution is there, we can maybe, they can get much better, responses. They can have much more uptime for their chargers.
Ashish, you really think that restarting the software would help in resolving these issues?
Well, we have experienced it many times.
Okay.
Many a times we, switch off the MCB and we turn it on and it starts to work. It's basically the RAM which is working in the machines.
Right.
The rectifiers which get heated up, sometimes they want to reboot, sometimes it's the RAM, sometimes it's the cache memory. So whatever you may talk about it, yes, that helps. That certainly helps. And many of us have faced this. We have rectified. Being a troubleshooter, people call me. I tell them to get it turned off and turn it on after 2 minutes, and it's working, within the first go.
Right.
So yes, that's a good solution to start with.
So Tata Power customer support, please pull up your socks and get the act going. So at Plugin India, we have also experienced a lot of issues with the Tata Power app, and as compared to the Charge Zone or the Xeon, they're much better. Like, we would rather use those than the Tata Power app. Like, a lot of times the Tata Power app would be we are charging and it may not be showing the same what is actually happening at the charge station, and generally the experience is really bad. I'm sure you've used the app. Would like to know what you feel about it.
Yes, I think the UI could be, much better, and the other people having a maybe, smaller set of chargers are able to control that better. Tata Power having a network of more than 2,000 chargers. Of course, yes, they need more people, or they need much more efficient people to work around their applications, because if they want to become a reliable network, like I said earlier also, the software team really needs to buckle up. They need to do the needful, and they need to make the application reliable, as well as the UI easy enough for any user to get used to. The idea should be they are RFID cards which are being provided by rest of the CPUs. They should come with RFID cards. People have been waiting for those RFID cards.
So Tata Power doesn't have the RFID cards at all?
Not as such. They are not public. They use them for their personal use while testing the chargers, but there are no RFID cards given to any of the consumers so far. It's been more than 3.5 years Tata Power doing this e-charge business, but they haven't given any of the RFID cards to anyone. They are trying to get there, but now, like you mentioned, Xeon, they have done chargers. They have done the auto running chargers.
Yes.
As you plug in the gun and the charging starts. So they should also come out with such things.
So today's example, we were there at the Eiffel charge station, and we could actually use a credit card, which becomes an RFID card, and you can just tap once and the charging starts, and you tap again to stop the charging. So you can see that the startups are actually adapting to what is happening in the new gen, and they're moving much faster than like how the Tata Power would be.
Look, if I have to say like a layman, I would say yes, that is an issue, and I would also want them to behave like one, or much better than them. I expect much more than from Tata Power than from the startups. But because startups are, they need to stand differently. To stand differently, they need to give better services. Services is something which one can really, differentiate and stand apart in India, especially. So if they come out with better services, they get better reviews. Simple.
So if a charge point is not working, how does one report that?
Well, frankly, with Tata Power, right now, we don't have any ethical solution here.
Okay.
If a person is knowing someone, he may call someone and tell him to get it rectified. But otherwise, there are no responses, there are no emails which get responded to. And it's a very lengthy system.
Right.
Like I said, it's a big company. And the bigger the company, the more the people, but there's no efficiency. There's a big disconnect, which they need to work on, and things can be much better within a short span if they really make it tight.
Right. So there is nothing on the app also that, because you're there, you open the app and then you can maybe report that there is an issue with
We've been telling about this many times now. There should be a 24-hour chat service. There should be some videos to help while a person is wanting that this is not working. What is the SOP I should be following? They can immediately help them with videos. We can report a charger which is not working. We can report a charger that there is power and it is still not working. This way, Tata Power will get utilized by our services for free of cost. because they cannot be there at every charger all the time, and we reporting to them is rather doing a free duty to them. Okay,
Yes.
it is for the ecosystem,
Yes.
but yes, they will get something from us if they put that part in the application, and we can report it easily. It
Yeah.
becomes easy for someone. Even if they put an email or something, somebody would have the email address, somebody may have the wrong email address. Is it being sent on a Saturday, it is being sent on a Sunday, it goes in the junk mail. There are a lot of things, but the best is via application, one reports, gets a call back, gives the feedback, and thereon they can start working.
Right. So it's really sad to see that there is no basic support system. Like there, you can't just email, or the customer support is not there. The app that could be actually an application that could help people, the EV owners, which is not happening right now. So, and as we can see that Tata Power is really not doing much about the educating the EV owners how they can use these charge stations better. We can see that the vision is great, the network is great of Tata Power, but there is some disconnect over between the vision and the actual management implementing the whole scene.
I think if they improve the customer care, if they get the people on the field to work, they improve the application and take proper feedback, and not only take feedback, implement on the changes to rectify those charges for the feedback they have gone. And I think things would be very easy for them, and it's a very good network we can rely on. There are more than 2,000 chargers right now. Nobody competes them, nobody is even close.
Yes.
So yes, we would want them to improve further and give us better than the best.
Right? So Tata Power, easy charge, make it easy, please.